Hey everyone, Ryan here. As you can see from my shirt, yes, it's getting that time already. Last year around this time we had the Avengers Infinity War, but now we're getting ready for Endgame to find out what exactly happened towards the end of that movie with everybody disappearing, with all the superheroes disappearing. So I will talk about that next.
To wipe out half the universe. If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
Now this has really been a hype here with Thanos being our main villain here in Infinity War, but will he continue to be the villain in Endgame? It's hard to tell. When we saw this trailer too, this came out this week, I believe. There was no sign of him, so I wonder. He probably is. There's probably a smaller role, but there's probably a bigger role of a new villain to be in this Endgame. And we saw a robot. We saw a rocket with a robot. Maybe that robot might be a good robot. But hold on to that thought for a second before I get even there, because what I would like to do before I continue on, I want to go back to the beginning and start actually categorizing some movies to phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 to build up to our in-game adventure. So hold on for a second. Let me just show you what I got here, okay? Okay, so what I'm showing you guys is how I split this off in phases here, because this is how it started off. We started off with Iron Man in 2008. Believe it or not, Iron Man was the first movie that started it all. And believe it or not, it's been 11 years as it is. They squeezed so much Marvel movies into these within the last 11 years. So let me continue on to Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the first Avenger. And then after that, we actually got our first Avengers movie. So we're looking up to a really good phase here. And let's move on to the next one, okay? Now moving on to phase 2, which helped build up to the Avengers 2. We had Iron Man 3, Thor, The Dark World, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy. And then after that, we got our second movie of the Avengers, which is Avengers: The Age of Ultron. Now, if you guys remember, right after that, Ant-Man actually came out. And I believe Ant-Man came out in the month of July, I believe. And that kind of started the third phase. So let's move on. Now we're going to move on to phase 3, but before I get started, I'm just going to mention right away the thing I liked about these movies, the adventure movies. They were good splits to give some solo individual superhero movies and along with the sequels. But so let me get started after just saying that Captain America Civil War is the third part series of Captain America. Then we got Doctor Strange, which is a newcomer, which I thought was pretty well done this as well. Then we had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Then we had Spider-Man Homecoming, which brought us a new generation of a look of a younger version of Spider-Man, which I liked. Then we got the third Thor, Black Panther, and then we actually got our third movie, Avengers: Infinity War, which is actually going to be a part 2 to Endgame, so it's a continuation to what it is. But shortly after that, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then this recent Captain Marvel. Now, the moment I saw the trailer to this Endgame, I wanted to do this right away, just to break these phases up to different parts, because we go back all the way to 2008 with Iron Man. Iron Man, I think, was still one of my favorite movies out of all these movies, still, then probably Guardians of the Galaxy. Which leads me to my first question. Of all these movies I've mentioned so far, which movie has been your favorite? So if you can leave a comment down below, that'd be great. So I want to do is I want to start looking at this new trailer for Endgame. I got the first trailer, but not the second trailer that just came out this week. But let me go ahead and show you what I have right now, okay?
Stay on.
Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. Part of the journey is the end.
Tony Stark's is stranded out.
Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you.
Dream about
It's always you.
a robot? His head? What's this mean? Ooh.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
Wow.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves. This is the fight of our lives.
This is going to work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't.
Uh-oh. Wow. That looked pretty amazing and pretty intense at the same time, didn't it? So expect Avengers Endgame to come out the end of April. And the thing I liked about it too, because in the past they were going to call this Infinity War Part 2, which they didn't, which I'm glad. And they stuck to the name Endgame, which probably is a good name for what it stands for, because this is the reason I want to do this segment just as well, to break this off into different phases, because after Endgame, we're expected to get to Phase 4 and start working up to that. But so I don't think the next Adventure movie won't be out for another 4 to 5 years probably, because they, or maybe 3 maybe, because they got to work it up and do like solo Marvel movies with sequels. So with that in thought, movies like Doctor Strange 2, the most anticipated Black Panther, so there will be another sequel to that. This as well. And guess what? Black Widow's now in the works, which I'm glad, because Scarlett Johansson is perfect for that role. I'm excited for that. And come July, there's going to be another Spider-Man movie, Far From Home. And even though Captain Marvel just came out, yeah, I'm expecting within probably 2 years' time there will be another Captain Marvel movie. And Brie Larson is perfect to play Captain Marvel, so I'm glad to see Brie doing a good job with that. And there will probably be another Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. And there will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And the cool thing about that is we found out earlier this week, that James Gunn is signed on to come back. Disney did apologize for what happened, so he's officially back working on Guardians, which I'm happy with that. He's got a good script, and he's set to direct the film this as well. So this is exciting stuff for Phase 4 to happen. I know, once again, it's not going to happen for another 3 or 4 years, because Endgame's just coming out next month. So if you could leave me some comments or something like that, remarks about what you're happy to see, or maybe resolve something, or just wait until the movie. I would rather just wait to see the movie, which comes out next month, to see what answers are revealed, since Tony Stark is lost in space, which probably would be the beginning of the movie anyways. So I'm going to start wrapping this up anyways and say my name is Ryan Kretsch, and I will see you at the movies next time. Maybe at one of these Marvel movies. So I'll see you later. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. Got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?